my destiny shapers, I'm going to read you something, and you don't have to believe it. I'm going to ask you to keep an open mind and share this, even though we could judge no one will listen. I'm doing this because most of us know about a movie or a time or an event called the sinking of the Titanic. And we would just think such an unfortunate event. Except part of the historical truth, the rich truth in every way, while many innocent people died, there were also several people of a great affluence, influence, and holiness, and kindness, and truth that also perished, and their deaths helped the birth of the Federal Reserve by the Rothschilds, and Rockefellers, and Morgans. Now, that's not conspiracy. You can go look up who started the Federal Reserve. And if you had time, you could go research them and their lineage. And you might find things then, if you're thinking. If you're just reading and understanding English, or get someone to help you understand very simple English. It's not all mixed up internet, small mouse words, mumbo jumbo that you have to go to school for. You can read, have a conversation with someone, and kind of see, like, the people that were killed by that seemingly weird and unfortunate accident were in the way of something really huge. And they got taken out. Okay, don't believe that. Don't go look. And you're tired and you work, and you've had a vaccine, you've had a mask with you on, and you're tired because you've been cleaning and cleaning and cleaning, and you've lost some humanity. Some of you, not all of you. And some of you who do have masks on, you do it just so you can get through to work and not be picked on. Public shaming is a federal offense, and quite frankly, even businesses have forgotten about OSHA standards, and that humans in this body breathe oxygen. And there's very simple science that has not changed since the dawn of this planet being here. Some places in the galaxies, they don't breathe oxygen, but we do. Anyway, I'm going to read you this passage, and it's a little long. It may take a couple of minutes. But for those of you that have seen The Matrix, or any scary movies and loved it, or are of a science mind and have enjoyed otherworld movies, for those of you who have always wanted to be a Beyonce, who admired their beauty skill talents, for those of you who felt like you worked too much and how to get ahead, for anybody during this time that is just thinking, wow, planet seems different, and I want to question it. I don't really know what's going on, but something's funky. And even if you've had a vaccine, and even if you do wear a mask, try to keep your heart open as I read this. Because if you take a breath, you shut off the television, you might actually feel what is in this. And some of it actually is written in stone in 1962. You can find it on in the cemetery for John D. Rockefeller. Okay, that's not made up, and that's not a conspiracy, because you can go look at newspapers of that time, and you can go look at a gravestone or online. Or maybe you buy, I'd have to go look up where he's buried. You can go look if you're brave enough, or bold enough, or weird enough, or lovely enough. Hopefully, I have this loud enough so you can hear me. So, John D. Rockefeller, Masonic Creed. Just hear this out. We will keep their lives short and their minds weak, while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways, so that they never see what's happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, as well in the air. They will be covered in poisons wherever they turn. The soft metals will make them lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure for our many funds, and yet we will give them more poison. Chemical poisons will be absorbed through the skins of idiots who believe that certain hygiene and beauty products presented by great actors and musicians will bring eternal youth to their faces and bodies, and through their thirsty and hungry mouths we will destroy their minds and systems of integral organ productions, their, their reproductions. However, their children will be born as disabled and deformed, and we will hide this information. The poisons will be hidden in everything around them, in what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We have to be ingenious in distributing the poisons because they can see far. We'll teach them that poisons are good with funny pictures and musical tones on TV. Those who are looking for them will be helpful. We'll enroll them to push our poisons. They will see that our products are used in film, and they will get used to them and will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them that we're helping them. We will start earlier when their minds are young. We will target their children with what children love most: sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that kill their minds and steal their future. When the ability to learn has been affected, we will create drugs that will make them sicker and cause them other illnesses, for which we will create even more drugs. We will make them docile, weak before us, by our power. They will grow depressed, slow, and obese. And when they come to us for help, we'll give them more poison. We will focus our intention on money and material goods so that they never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and video games so that they are never one with the unity of all. Their minds will belong to us and they will do as we say. If they refuse, we will find ways to implement technology that alters the mind in their lives. We will use fear as our weapon. We will establish their governments and we will establish opposition within them. We will own both sides. We will always hide our goal, but we will continue our plan. They will do the work for us, and we will prosper from their toil. Our families will never mix with theirs. Our blood must be pure because it is. We will make them kill each other when they oppose us. We will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how. We will guide them kindly and let them believe that they are guiding themselves. We will instigate animosity among them through our fractions. When light shines among them, we will extinguish it by mockery or death, which suits us best. We will make them tear their hearts apart and kill their own children. We will accomplish this by using hatred as our ally and anger as our friend. Hatred will completely blind them, and they will never see that in their complex we will be their leaders. They will be busy killing each other. They will bathe in their own blood and kill their neighbors as long as we see that they are against us. We will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. We will continue to prosper from their wars and their deaths. We will repeat this until our ultimate goal is achieved. We will continue to make them live in fear and anger, and we will give them images and sounds. We will use all the tools we have to achieve this. The tools will be provided by their work. We will make them hate themselves and their neighbors. We will hide the divine truths from them, that we are all one. That he must never know. They must never know that color is an illusion. They must always believe that they are not equal. Drop by drop, drop by drop, we will advance our goal. We will take over their lands, resources, and wealth. To exercise control over them, we will trick them into accepting laws that will steal a little freedom they have. We will set up a money system that will shut them down forever, keeping them and their children in debt. When we band them together, we will accuse them of murder and present a different story to the world because we own all the media. We will use the media to control the flow of information and their feelings in our favor. When they rise up against us, we will crush them like infants because they're less than that. They will be helpless to do anything about it. This comes from a vetted source, very famous source, a worldwide known source, but not on your mainstream media. You have to go digging. Do you remember, some of you, when you were younger and go to libraries and with microfiche and you could look things up? We have this tool that was supposed to work against us, and for some of us it had, but for some of us it hasn't. We went deeper, we went as far as we could looking at the internet. And there's blocks and blocks and blocks in the way, but just when you think it isn't there, you can look. And just when you think it isn't there, you can go back and look at movies. They were telling us some truths, 10%, 20%, hidden in fun, hidden in shame, hidden in, don't be like this, be like this. Point the finger, stay in fear, but you need a hero. The day the earth stood still, take a look at that. The stranger in the White House and Eisenhower, other people signed an agreement behind Eisenhower's back, and the people they traded with didn't keep their agreement. I can't even look at the moon. The moon is being reestablished, but it is a base. The dark side of the moon, on the dark side, oh yeah, on the dark side of the moon. And the sun, is it? Question is, you don't have to believe in a flat earth or a round earth, or you may not want to argue that. I'm going to go with the earth is round, and I could be wrong, it could be flat, because in encyclopedias, a long time ago as a child, I read a portion, the world is flat. What is it? Those of us who want to know, inquiring minds, we've looked up a lot, and right now, it's time. Take a breath. If you've had a jab or two, if the news is feeling weird, if you don't like that gas prices went up, and all of a sudden there's talk of war, and there are sides being played in a huge chess game, stand. Because if you give freedoms away about who gets to put what in your body, and that's been happening for quite some time, organic, non-organic, but still everything is a chemical somewhere in there. You say it's natural, it says all natural on the package. Did you turn it over? Do you understand what's in it? Corn syrup is not natural, and you still find it in some things that look all natural. Is it plant dextrose or is it a chemical dextrose? Does it say coconut milk and almond milk, but it's got diglycerides in it? Pasteurized, not pasteurized? And your meat. Meat is not red. When you buy it in a store, it's not natural. It's a dye. And those cows and pigs and things that you eat that are meat, they were tortured so excruciatingly. Tortured. If any of you who eat meat, then I'm not going to tell you to stop. Go look at Slaughterhouse. Dare you. I dare you to sit through a whole Slaughterhouse movie. I dare you to go sit through one and then pick up a piece of meat and tell me you love it. I'm not saying stop. I'm just saying, could you? There's so many things going on. Those of you who watch TV all the time, take this pill. It's going to help you. Oh, just take it. But hey, you might have diarrhea. You might get heartburn, heart disease. You might stop breathing, headaches, vomit. It may cause burning, itching, rash. I'm already up to 8. Why did you want that pill? You were made so powerful. Cancer can even be cured by food and frequencies. If it's not so far gone, like the movie Avatar, if it's so far gone and you waited, and your mindset is, I'm dying, you tell yourself you're the rat on the wheel. We've been played. Every one of us has had some kind of program to some kind of degree. What makes some of us so different right now to ask questions? We all have a soul and soul contract. And then what? What? Is it our time? I know I think I'm a walk-in or I've been sent here because when I was 12, I looked out this window and said, why did you leave me here? It's hard. I don't like this family. I've had visitations from holy, demonic, otherworld, and I don't know where from. Laugh at me if you want because honestly, I don't care. I'm here as a steward on the planet. And I read you something to ponder, to listen to it, even a little, just one of those paragraphs. Because you can go back and you can watch your family die. Ha 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 ha. If you're not so full on pizza and beer that's affected your brain, if you're not so full on hatred and buying bunches of toilet paper and blaming your neighbor for something that, did you ask what's going on or did you yell what's going on? Did you say and negotiate or did you just decide to hate? We all have some of this going on and some so much more than others. Haven't you grown up with people who've said, oh, well, that's just politics. Yeah, well, no one makes a good decision. So I don't know, I'm just going to vote for him. But hey, they all lied. Haven't you ever heard yourself say that or someone close to you? Well, they all lied. But you vote anyway, saying that person, they will just end up lying instead of us all standing together and saying, hey, get out. You know what? I'm going to get out. You're supposed to do this job. If we were in any other jobs, from McDonald's to the bank to working with a CEO, from assisted living to anywhere in school, and you didn't do your job that you said you were going to do and follow through, wouldn't someone come over you and say, you're not doing your job. We're going to fire you 2 weeks notice or whatever. But we, with politics, say they're not doing their job, and oh, well, they all lie. Well, there's no one good to pick for, but you pick. And then when they're doing a really bad, inhumane, don't understand what decisions, what, with their heads up their asses, excuse me, Governor Baker has his head up his ass, and he doesn't care about you in Massachusetts. They don't care about you. Money, greed, what's in it for them right now? Many people have sold their soul. This has nothing to do completely with religion. It's about your strength, your boldness, your brightness, your brightness. You were put here on earth at this time to stand, to be counted, and to say no more. White skin, brown skin, yellow skin, old, young, fat, thin, together. We are powerful. We are sovereign and we are free. And what goes in your mouth, on your skin, and the laws that are made, we stand for truth, for exposure, disclosure. In your vaccines, have you said, okay, I agree, I know I'm going to get vaccines. What's in this? Oh, it's just good, take it. People die from vaccines. It's a planned thing. They don't want you to know. All humans have a COVID genome in the body. All mammals do. It's part of how we're made. All beings are born free, but we, well-meaning mostly well-meaning us herd animals and family creatures, we've wanted to be good, to get along, to help each other. Humans are basically good. But we have a long past history of a behavior learned based on divide and conquer, based on elite and information. There's some things that the elite learn, but the whole other information for the regular people paying $7,000 or $10,000 to go to school, for example, are hidden. You're given information to read, to spew it back. That's not going to be good after your 2 and 4 years after you graduated, because life has moved on in expansive ways, and technology, cloaking devices, portals. This is not just sci-fi. We are sci-fi. We have a reptilian brain. You know this, you've heard it before. At some point in your life, if you're anywhere between 4 or 3 or 4 or 2 to 90 to 35, you have heard of a tiny reptilian brain. So our cousins, whatever they look like, true reptilian lizard in form or shapeshift in form, they're our cousin. And they're holding up a mirror to say, we're like freaking scared. We want to say, you can't get on that cruise ship until you get a COVID shot. So, hey, if the island sinks, you're just going to go down. You're stupid for not getting a COVID shot. Don't do it. Don't do it. You don't do it. Because they want people to not question and run and be in fear. Jurassic Park, for all you people who love the series Jurassic Park, interesting how dysfunctional. My father was a scientist waking up all the dinosaurs. I think I'll just have my family go through the park and test it out, see what happens. Scared by dinosaurs, eaten by dinosaurs. Let's see what goes on. It's just an experiment. Come on. Really? They tell us through movies. In the 40s, your music was changed. 432 is a beautiful frequency, was changed to 440. This is a fact. All the musicians out there, whether you're famous or not, you know this. You haven't wanted to understand or listen. The Lily effect isn't here. Why am I immune? I'm more immune than a lot of other people. There's a bunch of us that are more immune than you. What happened? Did our diets be different? Was it just our soul contract? I haven't meditated on this part, but it does cross my mind, because in the world of like-mindedness, communities that are coming together to stay bright, stay light, and rise up vibration, we're still different. There's no such thing as like-minded. We are supposed to be divine and equal, diverse and powerful, coming together in unity to keep this planet right. And we are there, really. There's much more happening behind the scenes, above this earth, in the earth, and on the surface. And what you will get on mainstream media, you will get fear-mongered. You will get deaths that aren't true. You will get CGI. You will be caught up in a soap opera. Is there a big chess game going on that's very potent and important? Sure. And some of this has really all been played out. But the faster we can unify and hear each other, whether we like it or not, hear each other and present our sides, we come together with a vibration of love and directed focus, you would see a very different television. You would see a very different television. So play this again, hear that again, what I said to you, what I read to you, because in it, if you go back to each paragraph, you may recall through all the television stories you've watched or listened to, or documentaries, or books you've read, some truth to this, especially now. Keep them divided, keep them stupid, don't keep them unified, don't let them think. And most parents out there, don't vaccinate your children. You've heard me, don't vaccinate your children. Do you know what I read? It said they want your children. And there's a young man in the bank that I go to, and he can't wait to get on his AI headphones into his virtual reality program. And I'm like, do you know the virtual reality that you create from here into your heart and the field is so much more powerful. And I was light about it. But if I see him again, I'm going to say, you don't know what they're really feeding you. There's been experiments on the human brain to get those people to kick into their intuition so they can be be their own sensory radars and know what's going to happen just before they have to get something done. That their intuition, their clairvoyance, their remote viewing, boom, 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 happens so quickly. Some people have died from it because they got one injection too many in the brain that would help them with this experiment. Help the bad military with this experiment. There's a lot going on. Yes, it sounds weird. Yes, it sounds crazy, far-fetched. If you've seen it in a movie, they have done it, and far more fantastic, far more worse. Claim your sovereignty. Declare your sovereignty. Demand your sovereignty. Command your sovereignty. Command the heavens. And start to say, take care of this. I give myself out of the way. Take care of this. Only the great goodness of the consciousness of all worlds, that's the side of love. Choose that side. It doesn't mean I want to divide myself from you, and I can't. At the smallest subatomical level, we are all one. We are all going back to the infinite mind, sooner or later. And those of you who didn't know, and you may not know for a week or tomorrow, and you may never wake up, but if you do, try to be kind to yourself. Try to be kind to yourself. I would like to believe that the technology out there to help us regenerate is coming sooner than later. It's not going to be there next week. And there are other healing ways and healing modalities that can help, probably like hopefully tuning forks and singing bowls. Excuse me. And even the light field, the quantum machine that I've been in, always working with human consciousness. There's so much out there for us to embrace and take a look at. And I'm guilty as charged. When I was an Uber driver, I had candy in the back seat for people that wanted the candy. Not completely getting that I was in a way harming them. Because I wanted to give them something, and I gave them parts of my art. And I think if I were being a cab nowadays, I would buy organic, and I would wrap up little, like wedding tokens, and I'd probably do that. Or something besides water, because I've given away water too, and wipes and tissues. I can't do that for someone else, because I don't want to aid them consciously and harming them. It's like once you find out that maybe something you're doing is harming someone, you don't want to do it anymore. If those of you who eat meat, instead of 4 times or 5 times a week, eat it twice a week, that's an upgrade in your own karma and in your own choices to stop the horror of animals. And if you upgrade to free range, and again still cut back twice a week, you are improving your karma, and you are making a statement for those beings. Whatever age you are on this planet, at some point we will be a mix of people still in how we eat, but we will be more plant-based and more food-based, and we will understand that every being values its life. Now, I know those who still eat meat that are very conscious of being in this evolutionary process. They want to say, well, the cow doesn't know what's coming if you kill it humanely. And yes, they do. Yes, they do. They do. They know as you hold them and you're injecting them, something's wrong. A different kind of, they can feel it energetically. They can feel it that you're ending their lives. You are eating that meat that has some fear and not as much willing compliance to lead its life. Could you do that to your dog? No more meat left in the world. Can you kill your cat? humanely or not in Egypt. They do in some other countries. That's not, you would say that's wrong. Why is that wrong? Every creature values its life. We all have done something up to this point in our lives that we would wish we hadn't done. And it's not for me to say you are bad and wrong. I've done things too. But it's for us to say, I know better now. And I want to take a look at how I can keep my vibration high and help this world grow, glow, and be in a place where I claim my clairvoyance, my intuition, and I manifest like this because I trust the process of life to bring me what I need. My bank account looks a certain way. No, I'm not going to struggle with this. I can feel my feelings, embrace them, feel them deeply, make that fear and anger and sadness my friend. And then put love, care, smiles, warmth, because I am not my emotions. I am the power that creates worlds, partnered with that infinite mind that sent me. It's not about what we look like, it's what we are, how we emanate that vibration of care. For all of you who want to email me, get in touch with me to get some clarity on this, great. For anyone looking for a fight, step back and go the other way. Thank you. Because this is not about a fight, this is about truth, this is about care, this is about goodness, this is about taking a look. Because even those of us who've done research or follow or go back and take a look at what's really being said and what laws really are and such, they're taking a look at God in every form that is, because God is universal consciousness, the mastermind. It's not a guy like Charlton Heston saying, I'm God, I'm Moses. It's not that. And it's not a black or a white. It's not a do this, jump through a hoop, or you've got to say 90 Hail Marys to make sure your your soul is okay. It's not about that. You're not going to a purgatory. You're not going to heaven. You're not going to hell. We're going to ascend and all be in joy, because that's what we're from. We're from bliss. We're from power. We're from brightness. And you can use right now your time for evil, or good, or stay asleep. And just go with the flow of wherever you're dragged because you're afraid. It takes one person to stand, and others will see and stand with you too. Do your best to stay bright. Do your best to stay open. Because we have a lot more rediscovery and true ownership to step into. This is a bright planet. Good things are happening behind the scenes. And we need to pull each other up so we can actually see that wisdom and hug each other and care for each other the very best we can. It's not always easy. But I know by doing that, we somehow break through the invisible chains we've given ourselves and have well-meaningly given other people. Take yours off. Take your chains off. My little Kylie heart just loves you. You have a blessed evening. Namaste.